We are live for the Power Chat series with Zeke Gomez. Zeke, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Okay. Today we are doing the post show for the Ancient City Championships. This is a USA Sport Karate tournament. I actually did the pre-show, so I'm getting to do the post show with one of the winners, which means that Zeke performed really well. How did you do this past tournament?
It was a really fun tournament. And during this tournament, I went out ghost hunting with my family and with some of my friends. And after the tournament, we went eating out at a restaurant.
Okay, this is
So
a
it
yeah,
was
it's a new tournament for USA Sport Karate in a new location. I know that they're growing and they're expanding, so that's really exciting. Ancient City, what's ghost hunting?
she just like since it's an old city, you like
Uh-huh.
try to find ghosts. Actually, my mom actually captured a ghost on her phone because she took two pictures. One picture there was no one there, but the second picture there was like a woman in the window of the oldest school.
That's fun. I mean, it's always cool to have activities to do at the tournament with your family, with your parents, and then to get to eat out to a nice, different place than you would normally. Now, how did you actually do at the tournament? What awards did you take home?
I took home first place in all my divisions, and I also took home first place grants for weapons.
Congratulations. What were the awards? Was it medal,
There
trophies?
was actually a plaque that says first place for the divisions, and for grants, it said grand champion, and it was really big too.
Okay, cool. Great. And you are a veteran on US Sport Karate, the tournaments. You're an active competitor. Why don't you tell me a little bit more about how you thought this first tournament for the circuit was run, the execution of it?
It was really good. Everything were run very smoothly. Everything started on time, and the judges were also really good. Like I really loved that tournament. It was also at a good location where people can do a lot of stuff.
So you could breathe. It wasn't like you were shoulder to shoulder.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay. And then what about your competition? Was it obviously you sweeped, you did really well. So you rose to the top, but was there good competition there? Did people show out?
There was a really good competition. Kaysen, he won the overall grants for forms. He was a really good competitor. His tricks were very high, and that was really impressive. Like there were a lot of good kids out there.
Awesome. Okay. All right. And so I see that you are, let's get a little bit more into you. I were you on Team Competitive Edge the last time I interviewed you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So you represent Team Competitive Edge, which is it's a big team full of a lot of talented competitors. How has that been representing Competitive Edge and competing alongside all those people?
It's been really fun. We always hang out and always support each other, which I really love. And the team is, we treat ourselves like a family, which I really love about that team.
Great. And who are your coaches again?
My coaches are Mr. Jeff Doss
Uh-huh.
and also Mr. Caruso,
Mhm.
and my tricking coach is Mr. Yuri.
You also are a teacher yourself because for everybody
Yeah.
watching, when you guys watch this, it's always a little bit difficult to schedule with Zeke because he is so busy with private lessons. He has to check his schedule, which is just it's very mature for what how old are you?
I'm 13 now.
For a 13-year-old, checking his schedule, see when he's available, which is great. How has your sort of focus on teaching changed over time?
Um, I've I've gained more confidence with myself because I'm now teaching at my dojo five tenets. I teach them CMX forms, and now over time I've gained more confidence in teaching. Because before I used to be really scared. I didn't want to talk before, but now I talk a little bit more and getting used to it.
It's great lessons teaching, public speaking, connecting with people, problem solving when a kid doesn't really understand what you're saying, but switching it up possibly, and obviously the body cues that you get from
Yeah.
the learning how to teach, you know? So awesome. I mean, at such a young age, you're already leaps and bounds above so many probably kids of your age at school. Speaking of school, do you do anything? Well, I mean, the hurricane just hit. For anyone who doesn't know, Zeke is in Florida right now. It hit Wednesday. How is the conditions? How are the conditions over there?
Everything was fine. In our area, we just got a little wind and a
Wind.
little bit of rain, but everything is fine. In my
Good. Glad to hear that you guys are safe and you have your power and things like that. Um, great. Okay. All right. So I mean, USA Sport Karate. It's September 1st. Wow, this year has flown by. What? How has this tournament season been for you?
It's been really well. I during the youth capitals, I won overall grants. It's always been my dream to win on stage, and I was really happy about it. Um,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Before that, I had some tough times, but during that time, I pushed through. I keep pushing myself every day, and after winning youth capitals, I realized and I told myself never give up, always keep dreaming.
Winning on stage is a great feeling, you know, especially on the NASCA circuit, when everybody sort of comes together from all the different circuits and
Ma'am.
kind of shows what they've got, and whoever wins is really a statement. Do you have any additional goals that you set that you're still chasing, or was that your big one for this year?
I'm playing. My goal. One of my goals is to be on Team Paul Mitchell, and
Okay,
also to win more on stage.
to really get some consistency with that winning.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool, right. Now, USA Sport Karate, please remind me, do you have a championship at the end of the year?
Yes, ma'am. We do. We have a banquet too in the end of the year.
Great. Okay. So, how far was the Ancient City Championships from you?
I think it was about 2 hours from where we live.
That's not bad at all. You got to go in, get out. It was a one-day tournament, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Since it was the first tournament, any sort of comments that constructive criticism, anything you noticed, maybe small tweaks that you would change for next time?
No, ma'am. I think everything was well. I think everything
Un-
was good.
Unremarkable. That's always a good review. It also just shows how seasoned the USA Sport Karate guys are at putting on a tournament, where it could be their first one or it could be their 15th one, and the same. It looks the same, right?
Yes, ma'am. And the location was also really amazing.
Really, I honestly, to be honest, I've never been to that part of Florida before, right? That's the northern part.
Uh, so, ma'am.
I'm horrible at geography. Like I could not tell you how far Orlando is from Miami. So it it's exciting to see USA Sport Karate expand throughout the state and hit different parts to um, different competitors. Did you see any new faces when you were down there?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then what was that kind of like watching those other competitors uh, in action?
Everyone were different. Some did some different styles, and I
Hmm.
was like, "Whoa, that's really cool! Like, I want to try that." Some did really good. It was really different because some did Taekwondo, some did Kenpo, and some did other stuff, man.
Yeah, it is cool because sometimes you can draw some inspiration from the diversity of martial artists coming in. And even if you don't do that style in your CMX forms, you can take something a little bit different from another and make it your own. Cool. What's your next tournament, Zeke?
I think my next tournament is Mind Challenge, man.
Mayan Challenge. That's going to be another great one. It's so rich of tournaments down in Florida. It's insane.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayan Challenge is in Florida, right?
Yes, ma'am. It's really near the beach, I think. Yes.
Oh, so lucky. And then also near the beach would be in November, Pan Am's for Alex's tournament. Do you plan on going to that?
Yes, ma'am.
Me too. I'm so excited. So I haven't been to a NASCAR tournament in it's been a year, 2 years. I want to say when COVID hit. So I'll get to see you perform in person, Zeke. All these people that I've interviewed, stayed connected with the sport. I'll get to watch in person, which is going to be so cool.
Yes, ma'am. That would be really fun.
You're 13, so I mean, you're juggling a lot of different things. Do you go to school or are you homeschooled?
I'm actually homeschooled, ma'am, and I
Okay.
also train at home with all my releases and.
Oh, awesome. So you get just some extra time to put in the work.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you homeschooled because you want to focus on your training?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
And I'm also homeschooled because we travel a lot, and this is more convenient and more better to do because we always travel around the United
Right.
States.
I remember, yeah. I would have to take at least a day or two every month. So it's cool that your parents found a solution that fits
Yeah.
well. I did a story for my job on, homeschooling here in Omaha, Nebraska, and it's a similar situation. Athletes who are always on the road, who are, very busy, tend to possibly go towards homeschooling, and it's a great option. I mean, a lot of years to go to figure it out, but what do you hope to do when you grow up, Zeke?
I want to do stunts in the future.
Awesome.
Also, maybe be an actor too.
So cool. Okay, and there are a handful. I wouldn't say so many. There are a few people from NASCA who have successfully gone into that route, which is really cool. Are there any? So, are you actively like trying to get a role, or are you working on your tricks first? I'm not familiar with the industry, so how does that work?
Right now I'm working on my tricks first. Stunts. A stuntman told me the tricks that requires for doing stunts is a cork and a B twist. So right now I'm working on the cork, and I already have the B twist down. So I'm
Yeah,
working.
when you say that, I'm picturing kind of like the movements in a movie, like an action movie, and there's always a B twist, I feel like. And yeah, a cork is just like kind of a staple, right? To put in. That's cool. That's cool to know to share to everybody else that tidbit of information. So you're working on the cork. How close are you?
Um, I'm landing on my feet, but I fall down. So
Okay, so so the point is you're landing. You just got to clean it up.
yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Very cool. So, and then that's another thing that you can just put in your forms to step it up when you go to the 14-15 division. How are you feeling about that next year?
No, that's gonna be a very tough division because there's gonna be a lot of great compares, great talents out there, and
Are
the
you
judges.
nervous? How are you feeling? Are you feeling excited? What are some of the emotions?
I'm feeling very excited because most of my teammates are there, and like the crowd will be very loud cheering for each other, and basically
Mhm.
most of my friends are there, and we'll be supporting each other.
Yeah, you're gonna have to you're gonna have your teammates to compete against.
Mhm.
It's I know it's not a tricky situation, but you want to win, but you always want to support your teammates. So
Yes, ma'am.
cool. Do you do, I know you're in Florida and I'm not sure how they sort of coordinate it. Are you part of Competitive Edge's team demo?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Cool. How do they, this might be a silly question, but I never did team demo. I've only done like the individual stuff or team fighting, but how do you guys get so in sync from different places across the country?
What we do is we meet up a day, 2 days or a day before the tournament, and we practice the whole day
Wow.
for the demo. So that's how we do our demo.
And you just all work to get it in sync, and then you have the form though already, and which you practice at home, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the routine at least. Got it. All right. So you said your next tournament is the Mayan Challenge. So you won grands for weapons. Does that mean that you took second in grands for forms?
Yes, ma'am.
What are some of those lessons that you learned going into the next tournament?
Um, I need to bear up my cardio.
Okay.
The other competitor that won had really good cardio, so right now I'm working on drilling my forms even more and get better cardio.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you do a lot of divisions. You got you got to have good cardio, but at the same point, probably already have really good cardio having to do all those divisions. So, just stepping it up each time. Awesome. All right, Zeke. Well, thanks so much for coming onto the Power Chat series, chatting a bit about the Ancient City Championships, first tournament for USA Sport Karate. I'm sure it's not their last after a successful one. Is this one that you would recommend to anybody who watches this podcast?
Yes, ma'am. This is a tournament I would recommend.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Zeke's stamp of approval. He's a seasoned competitor representing Competitive Edge and performed really well at this one. So good luck, Zeke, in your future tournaments and divisions.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.